Hi, everyone. So today I wanted to focus on this idea of loss and grief and how incredibly overwhelming the loss is when we realize we've been in an abusive relationship for a long period of time, when we realize that our partner is not who we expected them to be, when we realize we haven't been able to parent in the way that we had hoped to parent, and that our children are different simply based on the fact that they've been growing up in this very toxic environment, no fault of the victims, none at all. So this goes back to this concept of perfect prey. These abusers prey upon certain people, knowing very well that there are some people who will really try to fix relationships and work hard at them. This isn't about low self-worth. This isn't about not having the confidence to know that you deserve better. That's a misnomer. That's false. This is really about someone preying upon the kindness that you have in your heart and doing this to the degree that you keep trying and trying over and over again, and it becomes harmful, it becomes toxic. And so there is so much grief with this. I actually had some email exchanges with a woman who's 80 years old and is just realizing that she's been in an abusive relationship, had been for years and years and years, and has minimal contact with her children, her adult children, all because of this abusive person. And she just made the connection. Here's the point, is that it may take you years to make the connection, and it may be years of traumatic experiences because of what you've experienced, but also knowing what your children have experienced. It is such a significant grief. It is loss beyond compare, because we expect protective parents to certainly not be grieving for so long, because it's not that bad. That's what society tells people. It's not that bad. Or sometimes there's a blame shift. Maybe you did something wrong, or they'll come back to you. In the meantime, you're grieving the loss of time with your children and loss of who they were supposed to be had you been allowed to parent the way that you wanted to parent. So I want to be really clear that that loss never goes away. There's always a wound there. And the idea that we should just get over it, or it's not that bad, or they'll come back, all of those things is minimizing. And I want you to be really clear in the idea that what you're feeling is real, and that it's absolutely okay to continue to grieve it. Our hope, our hope is that we grow around this grief, that in some ways the grief never goes away. And there are still days where I know moms who are recovering from all of these horrific circumstances, and they still cry every day over the loss of what they had hoped to have with their children. So if there was a period of time where your child wasn't really communicating with you, that's a loss. If there's a period of time where your child thought that maybe you weren't a good parent, that's a loss. If there's a period of time where your child was totally aligned with that abusive parent, that's a loss. We could count, and I think I'm actually going to make up a list, the 50 things that we lost. And that is profound. And I want you to know that no one should take that away. So how do we deal with that? We acknowledge it. We understand that if people haven't experienced it, there's no way they will ever get it. And so knowing that in this world, you are not alone, that you are not crazy, that there is a lot of sadness, and that these band-aids where you're trying to heal keep getting ripped off. And yeah, so it's called disenfranchised grief. It's a grief that society will not let you even acknowledge. It's a grief that society doesn't think is even relevant. And as a matter of fact, as you all know, courts are complicit in creating the grief, oftentimes. So I hope you have a good day. Be good to yourself. Allow yourself to grieve. Allow that sadness, and know that that's never supposed to go away. It's okay if it doesn't. It's not expected to. It'll always be there. But again, if we can grow around it, if we can see life outside of that and know that everything that's happened to us was not because we did something that was harmful, but because someone else chose to be harmful to us. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.